everyone, David Siekman here from Agency Performance Partners. Just wanted to take a minute to talk about the blog that I just wrote on how to use a best practice study to enhance your strategic planning. So hopefully by the time the calendar is turned, you've actually done a lot of your strategic planning, because usually we encourage people to do that the previous year. But now that 2019 here in the first quarter is here, we should be at the point where we've now got all of our year-end financials in place. So it's a good time to reassess any planning that we did, especially when it comes to the metrics that we're going to score our agency on. Now, when it comes to choosing a best practice guide, it can be a little difficult. There are a number of ones out there. They all kind of focus on different areas. One of the ones that I really like is the IIABA one that's done with Reagan Consulting. I think it's clean, concise, and fairly easy to use. The first step after you've chosen which guide you're going to look at is making sure that you've standardized your numbers to line up well with the numbers that are in the book. Every agency operates a little bit differently. We need to make sure that we're comparing like numbers. For example, one of the areas might be in owner compensation. So every agency pays their owners a little bit different. You might have a sole proprietor that's paying a high salary. You might have somebody who's taking it as net profits. You might have joint partnerships. You might have LLCs. So the way that the owner compensation works needs to be determined on a pro forma basis so that we have a standard process throughout our comparison. There can be other things, such as in the IIABA study, they have what they call a rule of 20, which is a fairly complex calculation that takes into EBITDA as well as some other numbers in order to create a standard number by which you can compare each other. So you're going to have to make sure that you're looking at your numbers the same way that the report is trying to present them, and then also probably have to do some additional calculations in order to be able to fully utilize the report. Finally, I always recommend that we look particularly at a certain set of numbers instead of trying to compare across the hundreds of numbers that they have out there. Really hone in on what we think is important for the agency, whether it's staffing ratios, profit growth, retention, expense ratios, things of that nature. There's a number of different areas you can look at, but really want to identify the ones that work best for your agency and then be able to compare those against the study.